Hello students, welcome to St. Michael's e-learning classes. Today we are going to start a new poem. The name of the poem is Amanda and the poem is written by Robin Klein. Students, you may say that it's a very interesting poem because it's something related to you people. The students who are no more small kids and the students who are not adult. So it's about teenagers, the students, the school going boy, especially the teenagers who are of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. So in this poem we will study about you people only. First of all, we should know that Robin Klein is an Australian author and she has written books for small kids. Before we start, we should know about the poem. Students, you should know that the greatest wealth that a child wants to possess is his or her freedom. You people are also, you have the same thing that you want to do in your life. You want to revolve in your own world of imagination, own world of fantasy or dream, you may say. And the thing that she or she never likes is the constant nagging, unwanted instructions, and even overprotections of the parents. You are getting the same. Sometimes your parents are giving you instructions, sometimes your teachers, sometimes your elder siblings, they all are giving you instructions for your betterment. But you don't like it. The reason is that you think that you are perfect, you are in your own world, and you are happy with it. So here the poem, it's talking about you people. Again and again I am telling. Amanda is a poem of a young girl who is constantly controlled and instructed to do one thing or the other by her parents. Every child wants to enjoy the dreaming and romantic world of his or her childhood. She doesn't want to cut his world of fascination short. Any kind of instruction or interference, any kind of instruction or interference curtail his freedom, and you may say you can't accept denial by anybody for anything. So students, this is your life that you want to enjoy. Sometimes it's really very good to get nagged by your parents when you are doing something wrong and you are checked by your parents. This is really very good, but sometimes it becomes a burden because you want to grow by in your own way. So here the poem shows or describes how difficult it is for children to compromise their freedom and behave according to the social norms, and sometimes such type of restrictions make them a child who wants to revolt. So here we start the poem, students. I hope you will understand. Just go through the lines and here certainly you will find it something related to you. First of all, I would like to read for you. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. So the name of the girl is Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. So in the very beginning stanza we find, students, that somebody is giving instruction to the girl. The name of the girl is Amanda. I have already told to you. So here what do you mean by hunch? Students, what do you mean by hunch? Two words are here that are not very much familiar to you: slouching and hunch. So students, hunch means to bend your back or shoulders in order to make it a round shape. कुबर निकालना, कुबर निकाल के चलना, like that. The next thing is slouching. The next word is slouching, students. Slouching means walking in a lazy manner, lazy way, आलसी होना. So here in the first stanza we find the girl's parent, maybe mother or father, he or she is instructing to him, and he is telling that don't bite your nails. This is a bad habit. At the same moment, it's talking about the way the girl used to sit or stand or walk. That was improper in the eyes of the parents. That's why probably they are just giving instructions. So we can say that in this stanza, the poet says that Amanda is getting instructed by her parents for biting nails, sitting lazily with her shoulders bent. The tone of instruction is almost not friendly. You can say it's not at all friendly. It's like instruction, and it seems that they are giving pressure to the girl. The poet here focuses on the aspects related to the upbringing of a child and how the parents go to any limit to bring proper sense to their child. Amanda is thus getting trained for the society she is a part of. Of course, we have to follow the instructions, the social norms of the society, the way people are behaving. Otherwise, we are becoming a matter of love for others. And that's why the parents are just willing to give instructions to the girl in order to brought up her in a proper way so that she will not be a matter of love for the society, and she should follow the rules of the society. And sometimes when we see, especially when we see these four lines, we find it showing the frustrations of the parents also, because the way they are giving instructions, it seems they are completely frustrated. And on the other hand, it seems that the parents are willing to give instructions in order to make her child a proper child, so that she will be the best child in the world. Now you come to the next stanza, students. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. So here, actually, the stanza is given in a bracket to make it more attractive, especially to just get your draw your attention, for drawing your attention. So here it's about the girl, what she is dreaming. When the parents are instructing her again and again, she is in her own world of dream. She is fed up with the instructions that she is getting from her parents, and that's why she is having her own world where she is thinking something different. What she is thinking, it is her own world of imagination. First of all, languid means, students, relaxed. Emerald sea, it means green sea. Relaxed green sea. So she is imagining here, she is dreaming for a world, the emerald sea, the green sea, the world that is a what? She is dreaming for green sea that is relaxed. The sea that is relaxed, it's a green sea, where the soul means what? Only inhabitant, resident is me, and she doesn't need any human being there. She wants there to enjoy life by herself. She doesn't want to have anybody for her company, and she wants to be a moment. She is thinking, she is imagining here that if she were a moment who is just enjoying. Drifting means what, students? Moving here, you can say that moving along with the water. So it's telling very blissfully, calmly, in a very happy mood. So here it's telling that if a girl is just imagining if she were a mermaid enjoying in an emerald sea that is relaxed, and where nobody will be there in her company, and she will enjoy her own company. So that it's just because of it, because she is completely fed up with the instructions that she is getting from her parents. So we can say in this stanza that the girl is having pure thoughts. Amanda uses her imagination as an escape point from day-to-day commands of her parents. She feels suffocated in the real world and thus finds peace in her very own created world. Emerald Sea, that is her own, that is her creation, her own world of imagination, her own dream world, the world where she will enjoy her own dreams. And she is lost in her own world where nobody will be there to nag, nobody will be there to scold or giving instructions all the times that the girl is getting from her parents. Now you come here with next instructions by her parents. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Again, the question arised by parents. Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So these are the instructions that you are getting every day from your parents. Every day, every time you are getting instructions from your elders that you should do your homework, you must keep your room tidy, or you clean your shoes, you must keep your things in proper way. So these all instructions the girl is getting every day. Now what happened, we will see in the next class. I hope you understood, students. Again we will meet in the next class. We will discuss the remaining portions. Thank you. Have a nice day.